Hey everyone, it's Brody at Everything Board Games. Renegade Games sent me the T-Dragon Society, the card game, similar to the comic. So let's get it to the table. The T-Dragon Society is a small deck builder game where instead of having a hand, you have a hold. And so when you draw your cards, instead of putting them in your hand, you're just going to flip them out and that's your hold. And you're always going to have them out. So in the game, you will, on your turn, have three options. You can draw a card from your deck, buy a card from the market, or you can buy a memory card, which will give you points at the end of the game. So you're going to start with nothing. So each player, I'm playing Jasmine here, and if you've seen the comic, you will kind of be more familiar with the characters, but I feel more related to Jasmine than the others. My wife picked Rubios, and so in my turn I drew this one, which is a grooming. It'll give me one buy. I'm not sure what the actual name is, but this is what you use to buy stuff here, and the cost is over on the top right. So since I'm starting, the second player here gets this card here, which gives them an automatic buy, and once they spin this, they will pass it to the next player. And so we'll just keep on using this back and forth to kind of help speed the game up. So they will come out and they got a picky card. So when drawn, discard this and a feeding. Well, if they had a feeding card out, they would have to discard it with this one. These are kind of the negative cards that are starting in your deck. You can buy cards out here in the market, which will help defend these and do things like that. When you buy your cards up here that give you your points, you'll see on the bottom it's 2, 2, and 6. They also will do things like this one: when drawn, discard this unless you hold a feeding. And so it kind of clogs up your deck a little bit. Yet when you buy it for 4 and you if you had a feeding card, then this would actually be a 2-buy, so it could actually help you as well. But the game is very strategic in that you start in the spring. So we have, as a 2-player game, we have 3 cards out here. Once we buy 2 and there's 1 left, then we will go to the next season, which is the summer. And these cards are going to be a little more expensive, but do a little bit different things as well. These are the points again. These can give you points as well. If you see here, that's 3 points. This one is 1 point for each memory card you have at the end of the game. And so there's ways to be strategic and try to get points that way. Anyways, you will be either picking a card, buying, or buying this. If this is bought, you will say, I have 3. Let me get 3. Okay, say I have this. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to buy, we'll say, this card here. Okay, it costs 3. So I'm going to put this in my discard there. This is going to go right out into my hold. So a little bit different from other deck builders. So whenever you draw a Grumpy, I don't need to discard a Sleeping. So this is going to defend those cards for me. If I were to buy one of these, this will automatically go to my discard pile. So they don't go out to your hold immediately. They go to your discard pile. And the person at the end of these seasons, so here's autumn and then winter. So winter, as you can see, have a little bit different. So this one's 8 points. This is 1 point for each card, except the starter cards that you have at the end of the game. You will add up your points at the end of the game from maybe some of these market cards. As you can see, some of them have different abilities. When you draw the entertaining, discard this card. Whenever you draw a bite, discard this card. So certain things will help you, hurt you, and do different things. And so when you are making your deck, you can really customize it to include what cards you are focusing on and things like that. Also, each of your T-Dragons have a special ability. So Jasmine here, whenever you draw grooming, while you hold no other grooming, you get a draw again. So I might want to buy some of these grooming cards up here so that I can hopefully not have as many and spin them and kind of go faster. Rubio's here whenever you draw an entertaining while you hold no entertain. So he's all about the entertaining, and this probably goes to their personalities that are in the comic. Again, if he were to buy, this would come over to the other player, kind of help speed things up. I think the game is pretty well-rounded. It has no troubles in it. This Mentors card really helps kind of smooth things along. You can also be strategic and kind of use your other cards that you get out before using this, just to keep it so the other opponents don't have to use it. The cards, the memory cards really ramp up, help things out, and they also will be drawn through your deck as well once you get through it. And I like that. I like all the different abilities that some of these cards get. Your deck starts with some main things, so you have all feeding, grooming, entertaining, sleeping, and then you will have these 3 kind of bad cards that when you draw them a certain type will. So Grumpy will discard a sleeping, Picky will discard a feeding, and Bored is going to discard an entertaining. And I like how you can defend those with certain cards. So this Milk, when you draw a Picky, discard this card. So it's going to kind of defend the pickiness, the Milk is. Again, this is the T-Dragon Society by Renegade Games. If you like what you see, then go buy it.